Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Andy Hudson. It's Incentive Concepts Live, coming at you from Incentive Concepts World Headquarters in St. Louis, Missouri. Got the wreath and the stockings behind me. I went total all out here with the outfit. It's December. Everyone's busy. Hope you're doing well. Very excited about this magical season that we're in right now. And hello to all our viewers out there on incentiveconceptslive.com. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, wherever you're joining us from. Thanks for joining us. And speaking of the holidays, let's get started with a quick viewer question, which is what we always like to start with. And I'm wondering what words or phrases out there you would use to kind of describe or celebrate the current season. So in 4 words or less, put in the chat a few words that you would use to celebrate or recognize this holiday time of year. What are some of those key words out there? And we'll ask our guests that too. But with that, let's bring our guests on. So if they could unmute themselves. And we've got 2 of Incentive Concepts' valued customers. We have Amanda Breiter. She's the VP of Client Services with Detail Planners.
Hi.
And Joyce Engberg with Agio. She's the Operations Director. So good afternoon to both of you. How are you?
Good, Andy. Thanks.
Thanks for having us.
Well, you're very welcome. Thank you. And how about that viewer question? Can I put you all on the spot? What are a few words that you think about during this season? Joyce, you want to give a stab at that? Or
Sure. Work-wise, it's challenging. For sure, probably is the first word that comes to mind, and super busy.
Okay. Amanda, how about you?
Mine, honestly, was food.
Food. Okay. Yeah, good.
I love holiday food, and I love cooking holiday food for my family. So that is literally what I think about when I think of the holiday season. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's awesome. And we're going to have the people put it in the chat what their words are for the season. We'll read those in a second. But Amanda, I'd actually like to start with you. And if you could kindly tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe about your family, any hobbies or unique interests that you have.
Sure. I live in Florida. I'm originally from Michigan, and I moved down here to Tampa to go to college to get a degree in marine science, of which I did not do. And then my mom actually works in the event industry. And so I started doing these events along the time when I was around 17 years old. I eventually got my bachelor's in biology, and then went into events and did that for years and years, and then went back and got my nursing degree and my master's in nursing, and then still didn't like it and came back again into the event industry. I have 2 boys. I'm married to my husband of 12 years, or we've been together for 12 years. He's a nurse practitioner and he does psychiatric health. And we have 2 dogs, and that's about my life that I have. What I do at Detail Planners is that my direct niche, of course, client management, working directly with clients, but also I do a lot of gift procurement. So that's been my niche mainly recently.
Wonderful. Well, shout out to your husband, nurses, fantastic. Need them right now with COVID and all of that. Absolutely. So wonderful. And being a parent this time of year is awfully fun with the kids and the holidays and all of that too. So Joyce, I'm going to come over to you. Thanks for joining us today. Can you kind of tell us what part of the country you're joining us from, and maybe a little bit about yourself and what you like to do in your spare time? Or?
Sure. So I'm in Minnesota, about 60 miles north of Minneapolis in St. Cloud. I have been in the industry for about 30 years now. Started with Carlson Marketing, had various accounting positions and then operations positions as well. So I've been on the meeting planning side, on the gifting side, and now more focused on the platform side with Agio. And it's been a great ride. I really love the industry. There's just so much we can do, and man, this year has just been a great one for all of us, I think, as far as trying to keep people motivated. But anyway, we have a cabin up in Bacchus, Minnesota, that we frequent. My husband and I are avid snowmobilers. So right now, with all the green I see outside, I'm not super happy. But hopefully in time we'll have some snow here. So yeah, we spend a lot of time there and with our 2 dogs and just outside.
Wonderful. Well, we're talking dogs here. Both of you have dogs, so maybe you guys can talk about your dogs here, but that's fantastic. And remember, we want to hear from you in the chat. What are some keywords that you think of during the holidays? You know, Mary Pat put on there hope, joy, love, and celebration. That's fantastic, Mary Pat. Wonderful. Kate Rank said joy. Love it too. So put some other words out there. Amanda said food, right? So yeah, great.
I stand by that too.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I mean, it is the time of year when food is high up on the priority thing right now. So you got to stay fit though. You got to stay fit. You got to keep working out. So that's good. Okay. All right, cool. Now listen, we always give away something on these episodes because we have a wonderful assortment of brands that we represent, and we are going to be giving away something later in the episode. So make sure to stay tuned in. And we already looked at the chat. Oh, here's Brett Sanborn says chaotic parties, family, and giving. Love it. And Libby says magic. Wonderful. Magic. Love that word. So I think Libby has some small kids, so that's perfect. Definitely magical for the little kids. So Amanda, I'm going to come back to you. Detail Planners sounds like a really amazing company, but I'd like to kind of hear in general about your perspective on events because you're involved with events. And so kind of the main question is why events and how do in-person gatherings kind of help recognize those past accomplishments or motivate future performance?
Sure. I think ultimately the in-person acknowledgement of successes, of interaction, something we've been missing for a year and a half at this point. Those in-person events are huge for doing such that, you know, when you have the capabilities to see an old friend who you haven't seen in years, or somebody that you haven't been able to congratulate for having a new baby, or, you know, being the lead salesperson for your team. So I think that what we see is a lot of value in-person events. I know that it has been very sorely missed over the past year and a half. I don't know if you know this, but we at Detail Planners have pivoted quite a bunch over this past year and a half. And I mean, we've done over 70 virtual events, and we've overseen 15,000 participants over this year and a half. And it's been over 1,700 hours. So we've really, really pivoted. And the feedback we've heard is that you've allowed us to stay connected, and you've allowed us to still interact with our friends, with our coworkers and those things. So I think that the live portion of it is fantastic and definitely the way to go, but being able to have that connection still, even via, you know, what we're doing here, it's fantastic, right? I feel like I'm next to you. And so it's really important to have that personal contact. So the virtual and in-person events, I believe, are critical to the success of many of these companies.
Very well said, and congratulations for hosting so many virtual events and actually reaching so many different people. That's fantastic. And I agree with you. It's not the same, certainly, as being in person, but we've all adapted and learned how to use Zoom or Teams or whatever the case may be to stay connected. So fantastic. Joyce, I'm going to come over to you now, and maybe you can provide your perspectives. You're not necessarily involved in events per se, but maybe employee recognition more generally. And you know, why is it important right now so much? And maybe what are 3 or 4 unique ways that employers can recognize employees during this strange time?
Sure. Yeah. And like you said, Andy, we do offer the employee recognition, sales incentives, channel, consumer, all of that. We actually do meetings and events and have been doing the virtual as well. So we hit kind of all sides of that. Some of the ways we've tried to do some unique things are through like a spin and win for people, to encourage people to do overtime. Was one solution we had recently. You know, companies obviously are struggling to have enough employees. So getting them to, who they have on hand to work even more. That was a huge hit, and it was just something we've never done in the past. Also, another one that kind of goes hand in hand with the virtual events is having a food meeting, kind of is what we've called them, where you will send everyone on your team, maybe a Grubhub or a DoorDash or something. Everyone is meeting like we are right now, but you're also had your food delivered and you're, kind of virtually enjoying, a luncheon together. So those are just a couple of ways that we've kind of tried to do some different takes on, keeping employees motivated, engaged, and also pass along to our clients.
Right, for sure. And love those kind of spontaneous meals. And if you can do it over Zoom even, I mean, it still feels fantastic to stay connected. Incentive Concepts does a really nice job of that, by the way. We do events like that all the time. Amanda, I'm going to come back to you. Every time I turn on the news, I see these container ships over in the
My
Pacific.
nightmare.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the elephant in the room. How is that impacting you? And are there any other challenges that you've seen in your career like this? Or
no, Andy, this has been, Joyce, you feel us. We
Absolutely.
are all on the same page. The majority, like I said, my niche right now, the majority of it is gift fulfillment, employee appreciation. We really capitalized on increasing the feelings of, what you would experience on site, but delivering it to your house, right? So we delivered, the original gift you would have gotten, the snacks that the feel-good boxes, right? That's what we capitalized on, and we did a ton of. But, for example, I have to get a box out tomorrow. Tomorrow's my ship date. The embroiderer just got the jackets yesterday, and I don't even have the journal and the pen because that is real life. That is what is happening right now in real life. Things that you thought you were going to be able to get because you ordered it a month and a half ago, maybe it's here, maybe it's not. And so that has impacted. Now, I will tell you that it has helped me manage my OCD control because I have had to give things to the gods and let them, my clients are much more understanding. They really do grasp the concept that, yes, it may not get here on the 7th, but I will get it to you when humanly possible. This is my first time that I've cut it this close, which I am shocked at. But it's been tough, and it's been tough, when you have clients who need 3,000 of something. I can't get you 3,000 of many things right now. Yes, I can get you a coffee mug or some socks, or maybe if you let me give you 5 different or one jacket in 5 different colors, but really getting high quality goods, it's difficult right now. And having those realistic conversations has been a big growth for me and Joyce. I'm sure you feel the same way. It's a lot of growth in you as a professional, having real-time hard conversations with your clients where they feel and they understand what's actually the challenges that we're facing with.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe it's about setting expectations, Joyce, and having realistic expectations, both internally, but also communicating that to the customer.
Yeah, for some of our programs on the platform side of things, we have a little bit of an advantage there in that we can put some messaging out. So that certainly has helped us. We've also proactively this year gone out to the clients, so that they internally can also communicate that, the blender that you ordered with your points, it might not make it by Christmas, if you didn't order it before Thanksgiving, all bets are off. So we've had that. And I think the other thing that's been a little bit helpful this year as opposed to last year, because so similar, is that the news is out there, right? There is not really anyone that doesn't know or hear all the stories about,
Right.
The containers sitting out there. So it's at least a little bit wider known now. And so it's not just, why aren't you shipping my items? Why can't I get it on time? So that's been helpful.
Joyce,
Okay.
though, don't you agree though? It doesn't make it hurt any less in your heart that you can't get it in time.
No,
or you
no,
can't,
it
right? That's
doesn't.
the hard part. And I think
Absolutely.
because we're in the service industry and because
Mhm.
we make the impossible happen every day, it hurts when you actually
Right,
can't.
right. And
And-
these are awards, right? And
Right.
so it's
Right.
I don't know, it's something they're really looking forward to. So I also manage our customer support team. So yes, I mean, we certainly are dealing with a lot of calls and people, wanting to know where their items are and that, but they are more understanding. And so that's nice.
Yeah. Well, thank you both for that perspective. I'm going to look at the chat real quick and see if anybody else said. Kim Thorne is tuning in from Minnesota. Maybe you know her, but she says celebrating in snow. Those are her two things for this time of year. And Dan Bull says family for sure, especially with little ones, and Dave Kedzie family. So definitely a great family time of year for sure. Now, it's Andy Hudson, Incentive Concepts Live. I have Amanda Breiter with Detail Planners and Joyce Engberg with Augio here. And we do have an amazing gift we're going to give away to the live viewers here. So stay tuned for that. But I'm going to go a little off script here now, Amanda and Joyce. And I want to say here, Amanda, is there somebody at Incentive Concepts that you're particularly fond of that you'd like to maybe give a shout out to, Amanda? Or
Aaron Cook, he is.
Aaron Cook?
Our whole team is obsessed with him. Like every time we have the opportunity to offer something that you all carry, it's hands down the best experience we've ever had. His follow through, his initiative, his communication, he is in it to win it. And we cannot say enough wonderful things about him because he has made us over the years look like such rock stars.
That's great. Well, we'll have to mention to Aaron that you said that. Thank you very much. And Joyce, that's kind of same question to you. You're in Minnesota. Who's your go-to person up there for Incentive Concepts?
Sarah Swenson. She's everything that Amanda just said. She's amazing. And not only that, she's a friend. She goes above and beyond. She's on at all hours of the day and night. She's just great to work with. And she's speaking of family for holidays, she's family.
That's great. Great to do it. So totally off script here, guys, but I've got two special guests that are joining us today. So let's go ahead and welcome our guests on here and bring them in from the waiting room. And let's just see who we got in here real quick. And who do we have here?
Why, hello, Amanda.
So welcome,
Hi,
Aaron.
how are you?
Welcome, Aaron Cook. And do we have Sarah Swenson on too?
I'm here.
All right. Hey, guys. Well, I'm glad, Amanda and Joyce, that you answered the way that I thought you'd answer. Okay, because
That would have been awkward, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So
we were waiting in anticipation.
we brought a couple Incentive Concept team members on. Aaron Cook, of course, he works for us here in St. Louis and covers the southeast part of the country. And Sarah Swenson, our good friend and partner up in Minnesota and the other states. So welcome to you both. And Aaron, I'm going to kind of come to you for a second. You've worked with Amanda for a number of years, I know. And what do you appreciate most about Amanda and how she does business?
Well, yeah, I mean, Amanda touched on it a little bit, but really, I think these last 18 to 24 months, I don't even know how long it's been now, that the world has just been turned upside down. And I've never seen the supply chain like it is right now. And she mentioned you have to have difficult conversations with clients, and you become so accustomed to trying to pull off a miracle and always make things happen. And this last year plus, it's not always possible, but it's so refreshing to talk to Amanda. She's someone who actually understands our side of the business and relays that to her customer. You run into so many people that they just want to say, they won't take no for an answer and say, you just got to get it done for me, and I don't need excuses. And so, we've talked through this time, we've bounced ideas off each other, whether it's her buying stuff through us, whether she calls me and is looking for something that we don't carry. It's been a really great relationship. And again, it's just, it's nice when you're working with somebody that's kind of on the same wavelength in terms of really understanding what some of these challenges are and knowing that we're doing the best we can, but at a certain point, some of these things just are impossible nowadays.
Yeah, well said, Aaron. And Sarah, I'm going to put you on the spot too, because you're a friend of Joyce's, and she said that she treats you like family. So you guys must be pretty close. What do you appreciate about Joyce, Sarah?
I would say it's been amazing because I've known her now for 26 years. Her professionalism and depth of knowledge in this industry is amazing. But I have to say the number one thing is that she works with us as a partner, a team member, and as she touched on, she's a friend. So it's been amazing.
Awesome. That well said. And so Amanda, Joyce, you guys a little excited here? They're a little surprised by our little.
Yes, very much so.
Yes,
Very
thank
much.
you.
Anytime I can see Aaron's face, it's a good day.
Okay. So Aaron, I'm going to come back to you. It's a busy time of year. It's the holidays. And I'm sure some employers out there are scrambling kind of for last minute employee gifts or holiday gifts. What kind of brands are popular out there right now?
Yeah, no, one of our newer brands and one of our fastest growing brands lately is Hyper Ice. So, tech is always one of the most popular things out there, whether it be electronics, TVs, speakers, headphones, whatever it is. But this is a relatively new category that we kind of call tech wellness. So you'll see the percussion and vibration massagers that a lot of the pro athletes are using now. And so that's starting to trend over into corporate gifting as well. So we've actually seen a lot of clients who are wanting to focus more on maybe a health and wellness theme, but this also has that same tech category that gets people excited. It's a newer product that a lot of people either haven't seen yet or they haven't actually went out and purchased a product themselves. So it's really been a fast growing category.
Okay. We actually have a little video here of Hyper Ice I'm going to share with everybody real fast. So let's watch that. We'll see what we got here. So that's the Hypervolt Go cookie. What do you have to say about that particular product?
Yeah, great product. Again, popular with a lot of our gifting events. It's smaller. It's great travel, easy to throw in the bag for someone who does, like Amanda, who does meeting and events. You're on your feet all day. To come back to the hotel room late at night, you're working long hours. To have something like that to maybe massage your feet or your neck or your back would definitely be a great gift. Don't you think, Andy?
I think so. So anything else you want to add?
I think maybe we have one there that we're going to send her.
There you go. So Amanda, Merry Christmas,
Hey.
Happy
All
Holidays.
right.
Well, thank you very much. Well, I
Amanda-
don't know if you know this, Andy, but we just purchased and offered them to our client too. We did the Hyper Ice mini spheres. So we just got those for you guys and they loved them. So great
Perfect.
feedback.
Well, this is thank you for being a wonderful customer of ours, Amanda. This is a gift for you. We'll be going to be mailing this to you tomorrow. So
Perfect.
hopefully you put it to good use and enjoy. And this is courtesy of Aaron Cook. He gets credit.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Now, Sarah, kind of same line of questioning here as far as holiday gifts. Anything that stands out to you right now this time of year?
Well, I think we're all aware Bose does very well in our industry. And a little shout out to Brian Surratt and his team and the IC team that are making a lot of miracles happen right now.
Mhm.
We truly appreciate it. The coolest new thing we have going on is a waterproof speaker called the Flex in 3 different colors. It's amazing. It's 12 hours. So battery life. So I don't know, Joyce, maybe if you're taking out on a boat, you'd be out there all day. And,
Yes.
it's an incredible piece, and Andy's going to share a little video about it.
All right, here we go.
Survive. Once was a dream, now it's my day.
there we go. Bose Flex. Sarah, what do you got there?
Well, I went a little girly, and of course, I had to wrap it. Joyce, I'd prefer to meet you and give this to you, but you have a new Flex speaker.
Aw.
And just want to say too, this can connect to other Bose speakers. It's rugged, waterproof again, and I think you're truly going to enjoy it up at your cabin.
Well, thank you so much. And honestly, I have a paddleboard. So if I could just get my dog to stay on the paddleboard, I'd be almost like them in the video.
That's awesome. And speaking of Bose Flex, our friends at Bose donated another one. So we're going to give that away today to the viewers. So incentiveconcepts.com/sidekick, because this is the perfect sidekick for your paddleboarding, for your hiking, for your whatever you're doing out there in Adventureland. So incentiveconcepts.com/sidekick. You can enter to win one of these in this Baltic blue, which is the same that Joyce is going to get. So go ahead and enter there. We'll do that drawing later today. Let's see here. We're almost getting close to time here. So Amanda, what do you think? Did you enjoy yourself? Thanks for joining us.
I had a blast. Thank you for having me, and happy holidays to you all. This has been very fun.
Well, we appreciate you joining us, and thanks for your insight on everything, and happy holidays to you. Joyce, same question. Any closing thoughts before we close?
No, this was great. And I really like meeting Amanda as well. It's always nice to meet other people in the industry that and learn about them. So yes, happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Okay. And Aaron, any closing thoughts before we go?
No, just, thanks for putting this together, Andy. I think we can all, this year can be such a challenge and sometimes very, very stressful from our side of things. So to kind of work in things like this, it makes that stress all worthwhile. So thank you for putting it together.
It's my pleasure. And Sarah, always great to see you. You and Joyce are going to have to get together for lunch or something so you can hand that over to her.
Absolutely. Meat raffle.
Meat raffle.
Oh, okay. Meat raffle. What's that?
What is that?
Come to Minnesota.
Meat raffle. It's a very Minnesotan thing. The bars will give out tickets for usually like $1 or $2, and you literally win like a package of hot dogs or a package of meat from one of the local. Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe we come up for some gefilte fish too then or something. All right. Well, thanks everybody. We're getting close to time here. Amanda, Joyce, once again, thank you. Aaron and Sarah, always great to see you guys. Our next episode will be our last episode of the year, December 16th. And we're bringing our president and CEO, Joe Reinberg, on, along with our VP of Administration, Billy Reese, both amazing people. And it's called Reflect and Resolve. Sorry, I'm having a loss for words, but we're going to look back on the past year and kind of look ahead at the new year, 2022, what's in store for us in the new year ahead. So thanks again, everybody. Thanks for watching, viewers. We really appreciate it. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care now.